Hey guys and gals, this is Brian, and you might have already known that or don't care, doesn't matter, but I wanted to make a video today because I didn't really see one out there really that answered my questions, and so maybe there's someone out there in YouTube land that has similar questions. But anyway, this is a Ridgid toolbox kit tote thing. I don't know if they have a name for that, and this is a Ridgid Packout. They did manage to come up with a name for that, but I recently just switched from the Ridgid stuff and kind of slowly getting to the Milwaukee things, and I will show you why I'm doing that slowly as we go through this video, but I hope it's helpful to you if you're in the market for any of these tool carrying systems. Alright, well the first one we're going to look at is this Ridgid stack here. So I'll bring you over a little closer so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. On top is a basket, which I kind of just use if I'm loading stuff up from the trailer as a catch-all for things that aren't in the rest of these. Extension cords, batteries, or whatever. I don't want to fill it for you, but that's the basket. The way these all connect together, and you can put something on top of the basket for the Ridgid stack, which is kind of a negative to the Milwaukee one. We'll look at that later. But it has these little latches. You can use it to carry with, but that's also how they connect together. You can see how you just pull off of there and then you can lift those up. So I'll go ahead and take this off. We'll look at what's underneath. I have not fully made the switch yet, so some of these still have things in them. This is Ridgid's screw organizer, or I guess it doesn't have to be for screws. You can use nails in there if you want. Or any small parts, but this is their organizer, if you will, and it's got several different compartments. I can't remember for sure if this larger one came in this or not. It came with enough of these things which you could take out, the little bins, to fill it, but I can't remember if I took this one from a different tote or not. But anyway, so that's their organizer kit thing that locks on there. I will say they are pretty sturdy boxes. They're definitely cheaper than the Milwaukee ones, which as I mentioned earlier, I'm making a slow switch to the Milwaukee stuff because it's a lot more expensive. Well, I say a lot more, but when you're buying several of them, it's definitely more expensive than the Ridgid stuff. So this is their small toolbox, which I will, let me put this handle down, we'll look at that a little later. You just flip open these in the front like the small organizer. What I use these for, obviously that says cabinets. I used this for just cabinet assembly stuff, like installing cabinets, so I'd have different screws in here and odds and ends in this center thing. And it worked nice. Like I say, they're solid. They all clip together. If you're going into a house, you can grab several of these, put it on that bottom tote and wheel them in. I'm unloading screws from the other ones. This came with 6 of these bins, but anyway, that's the small box there. Close that up, undo these latches here and here, and pull this off, and look at I guess they would call this the medium-sized toolbox. I'm going to put this camera down here so I quit moving around so much. This was, actually still is, kind of all my plumbing stuff is in here. I'm not a professional plumber, but I have to do stuff for plumbing time to time with kitchen remodels. But opens up the same way as the other boxes. It does come with this tray in here that you can take out, but it's a big compartment with all kinds of space down in there. And I have another one of these that doesn't say plumbing, it says hand tools. And that was what I had all my hand tools in. The only thing I didn't like about it was a lot of my smaller things I would put on this tray, and there's a hole here under the handle that you can kind of see. Stuff was always falling out of there, and it would get lost in the great unknown below, and sometimes was a bear to dig through, because I would have pretty much every hand tool I could ever need on a job site in here, which also made the box extremely heavy. And it was bulky, but it was nice because everything was in there. So anyway, that's the medium toolbox. The last one, again, unclips the same way, is this larger toolbox, which this has different latches, which I'll show you if I can get on here. These guys, it's like I guess I didn't have it latched. It's like I don't know, there's probably a name for them, but you flip it up and it comes off of there. And one on the other side, and there you go. So in this, literally is just a giant open cavity with whatever this is. I guess you could store stuff in there if you wanted to, maybe some bigger drill bits or whatever you can find. But that is their large toolbox, and that is the one with wheels. So you can see it's got the wheels on there. This, I don't know exactly how tall that goes, but literally press the orange button and it collapses down. Now, one thing I'll show you here, let me lock this back up, is this, what do you call it, handle, or whatever, yeah, I guess you'd call it a handle. The part of the dolly, not this handle, this part. This is as low as it goes. So if you are trying to load it in somewhere, this is always going to catch here. It does not go all the way down. That being said, Milwaukee, their large toolbox, which would be like the equivalent of this at the bottom, is same thing. It doesn't go all the way down, but I actually think it sticks up even higher than this one does. So keep that in mind if you're looking to store these in, tight spaces. But like I say, you can lift this up, take it wherever you need it to go. For the money, I think they're great. They're solid boxes. I've actually taken some of these, that size, the medium ones, and put a walkboard between them. And I mean, they're solid boxes. They're watertight. Like I say, the basket of this one is cool because you can set it on there, throw all the stuff you want in there, provided that it doesn't go over the edge or the brim of your basket. You can actually set other boxes on top of it and lock them in, which you cannot do that on the Milwaukee one, which I'll show you in a bit here. So that's the Ridgid one. Now let's take a look at, I guess you could call it Big Red. Alright, so here is Big Red, as I can call it, I suppose, because it's a lot of red. I switched to this mainly for, well, there are a couple reasons. The storage and I guess you could say, I don't really know how this works in a sentence, but the compactability, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So the compactability, the innovation, I guess, would be another one. Ridgid pretty much came up, like, I literally showed you everything Ridgid has as far as their toolkit. They've got the large toolbox on wheels, the medium-sized toolbox with the tray, the organizer, parts organizer thing, the small toolbox, and the basket. That is it. They kind of, I don't really know if they're going to continue developing things for that or not. It's been several years, I think, since they've released a new item for it. Don't quote me on that, but Milwaukee has a lot of different things they keep adding to this. In fact, I think some of their tools now are even coming out in cases that attach to this system. I have above my spray booth here on the ceiling, or on the roof of this, I guess you could say, cases and cases and cases of like tools. But the tools aren't in them, it's just the cases. Because I have cubby holes in my trailer in different places. And this allows me a way to store them and get them on and off job sites quick, because the last thing I want to do is spend an extra hour going to and from the trailer, taking things in and out, and it never fit. Every time you're doing that, you always think, okay, I can get this done by 5 o'clock comes, and you're never done by then. It usually takes a little bit longer, it seems. And then your wife starts calling and asking when you're going to get home, and hey, do you have any idea what I've been through today with these kids? And so now you have the stress of that, and you're just trying to get things done. And this, I think, is making it a lot easier from that regard. So anyway, compactability, innovation, and I guess just ease of use would be the other one. Alright, well, the first thing you can see is this is like an actual toolbox here. So let me show you how these come off of here, and then we'll kind of look at it. I do not own all of the Milwaukee stuff or items for these, so this is just the ones I have this far. But there's this little, I don't know what you'd call it, toggle switch type thing, but you just lift up on that and slide it forward, and it just comes off. And I can kind of show you how that works. Here, there's all of these little things underneath all the toolboxes are these little feet. They go in here and slide back, and then it locks into here and keeps it from going anywhere. But this is the 15-inch toolbox. What I've done now is put all of my need to have tools in here. So like every job I do, just about somewhere in it, you need a screwdriver, you need pliers, you need scrapers, you need hammers, tape measures, all those things. There's a couple zipper things. I'm not going to show you every feature of every single thing, other than say it's a toolbox, has a strap on it, and this is a whole lot lighter with just my go-to tools. And I don't know, I feel like I'm not going into people's houses banging up their walls trying to get in and out. So that's all my have tools. And then what I did is I've got this, I don't even know what they call this box. I don't know, maybe a medium size box, not really sure. But these open up this way. There's just one of those little guys. There is a handle on this too, so you can carry it. But I'll show you inside. This is all the things I used to carry in my regular toolbox, but it's the stuff you don't necessarily need every time. But it comes with this tray with all those compartments. Then you look down in here, and it's got that big divider. There's other dividers that came with it you could put in. Obviously they're not in there now, but that is their smaller toolbox. I think they call it a compact toolbox or a compact toolbox anyway. Same thing though, you take it off by lifting up on that and then just sliding it forward, and it comes off of there. This is called a tech bag. I am not a tech, I don't think, but I put my extra special technology tools in here. I got rid of a lot of cases by doing this, but basically in here is all of the odds and ends that really don't fit anywhere. They're oddly shaped, they're expensive, or you don't want them to get banged around, whatever. But they're, stud finders, lasers, electrical stuff, flashlight, So that's on there. Again, this one just zips up. It's a soft case. So anytime you're doing the pack out, your toolboxes or these soft cases have to be on top. You can't stack anything else on top of them. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking through, if you're gonna go this route, what to get. This does have this handle, which is kind of nice for taking it off. So you can pull it forward, and off you go. Now we're getting to the compactability and innovation. So I used to use the Ridgid case, which I will dig out here now, to store. I had 3 of them. One for cabinet installations, one for interior screws, and one for exterior screws. So you can see how big this is. I don't know, that's about 6 inches or so. And you open it up, and it had 6 compartments and then a space in the middle. Really no way to have dividers or anything else in here. You know, it ended up just being a catch-all with different types of screws, not in bins, but in the boxes the screws came in. So you can see how big this is. This one here is not my cabinet one, but the one for cabinets, I believe, is the same size. So I'll just kind of show you. It's down here further. This is their slim organizer case, but you can see how thick that is. I mean, what's that, like 2 inches? It has all kinds of extra organizers. In here you can put extra dividers in here, a space in the middle for longer drill bits and things of that nature. So there's one of those. Then I've got exterior screws that go on this. Now this is a little bit wider, but there's exterior screws. I just have several different sizes. I didn't actually need, a huge case. I just needed something small, but Ridgid didn't have that to offer. So you've got exterior screws here. You got interior screws on this one. Same thing. I was just having several different sizes of construction screws. Here's the one I was telling you about with cabinets. That's how thick that is. And that has every screw I'll ever need for doing the way I do cabinets. So just to kind of show you, let me put these in here. Stack these up. So if I were to lift that off, you can see how thick that is. Maybe, I don't know, 8-9 inches. And then you put this next to it, which is kind of hard to see. I can swing you over. Basically, this case is about 2 inches shy of all of those. And so it just saves a ton of space. I'm able to get a lot more screws in smaller spots. So maybe one day I can even downsize the size of my trailer. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let me lift these off. This is the heavier part. We'll keep going down. This is their small toolbox here, which I use for just like drill bits and saw blades, basically cutting or boring type things, which hopefully you don't find this video boring. But anyway, I know you're all cracking up at that joke. But hole saw stuff, drill bits, again, pack them out however you want. But it does come with these 4 things. There's one open container here, then a deeper open container with you can put dividers in it. Same thing on that side. This is just like a small parts case. So there's odds and ends, drill bits in there. But that just shuts there. You can close it up. Again, watertight, super nice for that aspect of it as well. To undo that, you just lift up again on the toggle, pull forward, and you're out, home free. This last one is something, again, with the innovation that I like that Milwaukee did, that Ridgid does not have. This is the same size as that small box we just looked at, except for it does not have any bins in it. it came fitted out with foam, and so you kind of just custom cut the foam how you want. I will not do every single one of my tools this way. These two are just a little more expensive, and they get a lot of use. So I wanted a spot where I could get to those quick, and they are, I mean, I don't want to call them my babies, but they are a little bit more expensive than other tools. And I guess it's just nice to know that they're not going to be getting banged around in other boxes. So anyway, there's that. Then you can take that off, and then you're left with a dolly or a hand cart or whatever you want to call it. Now, Ridgid has the large toolbox, like at the bottom there. Milwaukee has the same thing. But Milwaukee also has the option for this hand cart. What I found with this huge box at the bottom is I could fit a bunch of stuff in there, and it got to be really heavy, and sometimes I didn't need all the stuff that was in there. So Milwaukee has this option, which I think is slightly more expensive. I'm not sure, because this one is just a cart. It doesn't actually come with a toolbox, but this does fold up. I think you lift up on those, I guess. Still new to this. And this can fold up, and then you can store this around, wherever's easy, hanging on a wall. I'm guessing it weighs, I don't know, 30 pounds maybe. I'm pretty strong, so it's kind of hard for me to tell exactly how strong or how heavy that is. But that goes down, locks into place. It has, I think it said 400 pounds that this thing can lift. When I do kitchen remodels, I can't tell you how many times now I go to move appliances, like specifically a range. They always have feet that scratch floors, and it's nice to use a hand cart or a dolly. And this is nice because if it's already on the job site, I don't have to carry something else or forget it like I usually do. So now, instead of having a huge bulky box that you have to use, because if you don't take that big box at the bottom, well, that's your access to wheels. So with Milwaukee, you can do this cart here. It does have space in the back. Sure, you could probably stack a level or something in there, in these different things, and put them on there. And then let me show you one other thing that Milwaukee has, that I have. Like I said, I don't have all of their stuff. It has this basket, which on the back has these little cleats. They fit right in here. You can push down, and then you have your catch-all for basket items, and you can still put stuff underneath. This basket will clip on to, again, not the soft cases, but it will clip on to your other Packout stuff below. The bummer with this is it does not clip on at the top. As you can see, there's really nothing up here. Now, I suppose, I've not looked into this much, but there are different grooves. There could be some way to do something with that. I'm kind of a novice with the Milwaukee stuff at this point. But anyway, that is the Milwaukee Packout. One other thing I did want to mention, because there's kind of, from what I've seen, there's like two different competing types of toolboxes. Ridgid and Milwaukee, and I think DeWalt makes some version of this. I have honestly no idea anything about theirs. I think it's called the Tough Box, but I couldn't tell you the first thing about them. But Ridgid, DeWalt, and Milwaukee all have the similar type setup where it's, some sort of cart or dolly type thing on wheels, and you stack a bunch of boxes and things on top of it. And it's more so, I would say, made for job sites rather than in shop use. The reason being, it just seems like they're built a little bit more rugged. Not that the other tool companies out there don't build theirs nice. They just seem like they're more set up for rolling across a concrete floor rather than, you know, grass to get to the back of somebody's house. But I did want to show you, as far as the Milwaukee goes, I have some Fest Tool stuff that I use on job sites. I just wanted to show you that their sustainers do actually fit right down in that basket, which is kind of nice, because then you have somewhere to put those if you're going to a job where you need those as well. But Festool, Makita, Mirka, they make, I guess you almost have to have like their vacuum, and these attached to the vacuum, and you can roll it to wherever you want to go. But maybe that's a different video for a different day. But I did just want to show that to you last minute. There you have it, my complete, all-encompassing review of the Ridgid toolbox cart system thing and the Milwaukee Packout. And I just wanted to say, I switched to Milwaukee because I like the options and things that they had. It fits better with what I do, and just, I think, makes life simpler, takes up less space, and works a lot better. That being said, the Ridgid stuff for the price is great. I think the quality, I mean, I've had several of these boxes for 4, 5 years maybe. I know the bottom one for sure, and it's holding up great. I mean, I take this in people's yards, in their houses, basements, wherever. Upstairs, downstairs. The stuff holds up. Like I said, they just didn't have enough options for the things that I do, enough accessories. So the Milwaukee definitely has more bloom. But again, quality-wise, you can't go wrong with the Ridgid if what they offer fits what you need. So if you have any questions, because I'm sure I didn't answer all of them in the video, please leave them below and I will try and answer them in a timely fashion. If there's other how-to videos or tool review things, I'm going to start doing more of the tool review things as well. So if there's something in particular you're wondering about, let me know and I will try and get right on that in a timely fashion as well. Thanks for watching.